Ladies and gentlemen, goblins and ghouls.
Welcome to Turn Off the Century.
The movie podcast exploring films from the turn of the millennium through the end of its first decade. I'm Robbie, and I'm joined by my fellow auteurs, Hunter and Sauce. Hang out as we revisit the spoofs, bangers, crimes, and chaos of an era we're still trying to understand. Today's movie, the 2002 classic,
Better Luck Tomorrow.
I just want to concentrate on my own stuff.
Hell, I was thinking the same thing.
Give it up.
Yeah, fuck it. It's like a job, man. The only reason I did it was for you guys.
Have you two lost your fucking balls?
Dude, what are we gonna do?
Nothing.
Okay, let me think.
Why did you write that article about me?
What?
The newspaper article. Why'd you write it?
What are you talking about, man? I'm trying to fucking think here.
This is more money than we owe you.
She said she wanted to play rough. You want to play fucking rough?
Stop it!
Put the gun down! I want to play rough.
That dude's fucked up.
I wonder if you know how they live in Tokyo. If you've seen it, then you mean it. Then you know you have to go and turn off the century. How's it going?
Oh, I thought you were actually just gonna play the song.
No, I'm not gonna play the fucking song.
That's what I thought too.
I gotta pay for that. I gotta talk to the head of Universal WMG or whatever. I gotta do sexual favors for him. It's a whole thing.
You're already doing that. You might as well.
Yeah, but I do it out of the love of the game, not because I'm trying to get something.
Gotcha. You forgot Condemn Hamas, but go ahead.
But welcome to Turn Off the Century. I'm here with my two lovely, sensual co-hosts, Hunter.
Yeah.
And Sauce.
Yeah?
Yeah. How's it going, boys?
Hunter, you always go first. Go first.
That's
go
good.
first.
Yeah, I just got back from Vegas. It's very hot. It's actually hotter there than it is here. It's like 107 here. It was like 110 in Vegas.
Well, they don't call it Life Valley.
You know what? I call it the city of lost wages.
Whoa.
Oh, shit.
Fuck.
Yeah, so that was a podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Check us out on... Sauce, how's it going, man?
Oh, I'm all right. I have nothing new to report.
Nothing new to report?
Nothing new to report.
Yeah, I'm glad we don't have
seen the Odyssey.
And yeah, me neither.
Oh, I did. I saw the Odyssey. That's the biggest thing that's happened to me since then. Yeah, it rocked. I need to see it in 70mm and IMAX and all that. Trying to get a ticket's impossible.
Exactly.
I hear there's doing reselling on like Facebook Marketplace where they're like trying to sell those tickets for $500.
I'll do it.
I really hate resellers.
Oh, I agree. I completely agree.
Considering that our main ticket functionaries are just resellers like StubHub and Ticketmaster, all stuff, we have to deal with resellers in an actual mechanical way in most things nowadays.
And that's why most things suck. And that's why we're taking this podcast back to the past.
Don't resell
to 2002.
Our podcast.
What's up?
Don't resell the podcast.
Why not?
Because then I'm not making the money.
I'm going to go to the swap meet on Sunday, and I'm going to put our podcast up for sale at the swap meet. I'm going to try to get $200 for the rights to the name, which will not sell, but I'm going to do it every week. So
I already got. I went ahead and paid for the rights to the.
Oh, okay, good. Whew. Thank you for the $200. But yeah, so we're because the future and the present suck ass. That's why we talk about stuff from the olden days, from the better time, back when we were young and still full of life. And we watched the movie Better Luck Tomorrow, directed by Justin Lin. That's why I started with the opening of the Tokyo Drift song, because this movie does technically take place in the Fast and the Furious universe.
The Driftiverse.
The Driftiverse. It's technically Fast and Furious 0. And
yeah, this is. Well, this might technically this could take place after Fast and Furious 1, but it is before Tokyo Drift, so it's like 1.5, I'd say.
Okay, that makes sense. Do you guys have any history with this movie? Because I really don't.
So I believe I suggested picking it because I fielded it and none of us had seen it.
Yeah.
I've not seen
But I
this
remember
movie.
wanting to see it when it came out because I mean I followed movies pretty intensely in high school. So this came out it came out in quote unquote wide release in 2003.
Right.
But I remember because MTV I believe was who like distributed it.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw a lot of like promotions for it and I remember even like the poster was very like eye catching, just the monochromatic, entirely Asian cast, and I remember watching some. It had to either been on TV or been online, but Roger Ebert at Sundance, where it premiered, somebody was chastising the director and cast after screening the movie, saying that it was like doing damage to the perception of the Asian American community in America. And Roger Ebert, I'm going to insert the clip here.
So at the third screening at the library, this guy gets up. He praises us about the filmmaking and the performances, and then...
Why would you, with the talent up there and yourself, make a film that's so empty and immoral for Asian Americans?
I think a lot of times in films, there's not enough discourse, you know? And I think this was made for that, and it felt good to actually get that in return.
This guy feels like he has the right to tell us how we are supposed to exist in media. And then Roger Ebert gets up.
What I find very offensive and condescending about your statement is nobody would say to a bunch of white filmmakers, how could you do this to your people? This film has the right to be about these people, and Asian American characters have the right to be whoever the hell they want to be. They do not have to represent their people.
It's a historic.
Hell yeah.
But Roger Ebert stood up and to like raucous applause went like, please shut the fuck up and don't tell people what they can and can't depict, especially as it pertains to like themselves, how they feel about their own culture.
Hell yeah.
Especially as it pertains to like where they like are in America, you know.
Ebert's
I
a
remember
real
that,
one,
like,
man.
I remember that being like so captivating that I'm like, damn, that's crazy. And you know, I think like Justin Lin was like, yeah, that's how I kind of like knew I made it. It was like when Roger Ebert stands up at Sundance to tell everyone, any naysayers, to shut the fuck up. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it has to be a really rewarding experience.
Absolutely.
But it really just, with the exception of, I think this is the first time I ever saw John Cho being featured in anything.
Yeah,
And
right.
I thought he would have a much bigger role in this movie. I believe this is one of his breakout roles, too.
I mean, it's a pretty big role in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty pivotal one, yeah. But,
Yeah.
and he also is so, like, effortlessly, like, cool and good in the movie.
And
He's
likable,
kind of the most
yeah.
interesting character.
It's
yeah.
interesting seeing him as the cool guy, as like the
Yeah.
like he goes on to for a while in his career to be kind of the nerdy dude, the nerdy sidekick, or
To be
even a
unfortunately
main
typecast,
character.
yeah.
Yeah, he gets very typecast. This movie, he's absolutely not that. Yeah, mine. I had honestly kind of forgotten about this movie until you guys brought it back up, because the only time I really only saw it on MTV. Because this was just in that era from.
Oh, it was on him. It ended up screening.
Yeah.
So you have seen it before.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't seen it on MTV. I meant the ads for it when it came out on MTV.
Oh,
sorry. Back in the day. So, like, again, for people that are more modern audiences, this comes from the era of pretty much from like late '90s, like '97 through about like 2010ish, where MTV really was distributing not like because now they're mostly doing pretty much just Jackass and like documentary style movies. They really
And
don't
showing
do
ridiculousness reruns all
yeah,
day.
they don't really, but they don't like movie like their studio still exists, but it's really for specific.
but they don't really
Jackass.
produce a whole lot.
It's Jackass and documentaries for the most part. But for that like kind of 15-year, maybe almost 20-year span, they had a run where they were doing a lot of their own IPs, but also these kind of indie. It was almost like an IFC.
Yeah, no,
thing,
they were
more
giving a
youth
lot
culture
of
focused.
right. They were giving a lot of chances to smaller creators. Because I remember as a kid, I was obsessed with the movie Joe's Apartment. If you remember
Joe's
that movie
Apartment.
at all.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Dead Man on Campus?
Yeah, Dead Man on Campus, exactly. I think was Idle Hands an MTV one?
I don't think Idle Hands
think
was.
so.
Like, later they did. I mean, the one they're probably best known for later was Napoleon Dynamite. Was obviously a huge hit for them.
Oh yeah, that's a huge one.
But
yeah.
like that's the type of movie. It was like kind of Orange County was one of them. Where it was just
kind of cooler, more youth
kind of quirked up,
focused.
youthful.
Usually youth focused for sure.
Yeah, counterculture.
Exactly. And this was like right. In the
I
heart
will
of
say
that.
too, what inspired me to pitch it was actually this movie being referenced in Harold and Kumar go to White Castle because we just did a comedy last week, and I was like, I kind of wish we did Harold and Kumar.
For sure.
And I remember, John Cho also in that movie. There is a somewhat meta racist joke where they're getting bullied by these assholes who racistly yell out their window, "Better ruck tomorrow."
This is America, dude. Learn how to drive. Better rock tomorrow.
Fucking assholes.
Oh no!
Oh, that's funny. That's funny that they put that in there. It's been forever since I've seen Harold and Kumar. So that's funny that they actually.
We might have to do that one soon because it hits. Yeah.
But no, and again, I remember. Again, it was one of those things where I never really watched the movie, but I remember it was a big deal when it came out, and I remember there was a lot of talk about it, and it was kind of like, hey, here's the new director in town, kind of thing. Which is funny. It's funny that he went on to direct all the Fast and Furious. Or when did he stop directing Fast and Furious? It was
he started in Tokyo Drift, and then he did. I want to say it was like he did Fast and Furious. He did Fast 5.
The good ones, at least, sounds like.
He did a lot of good ones. No, honestly, he's the one who kind of took it in the more direction of this is an action, like
well, it's funny because I remember watching the first Fast and the Furious when I was young, and I remember I didn't see it in theaters, I just rented it, and I remember even being I don't know, we were 13 when that came out. I remember even as a 13-year-old kind of being like, I don't know. I feel like this is kind of lowbrow and beneath me, and
sure.
I say this as a professional wrestling fan.
But no, he actually did. He did more than I thought. He did. Yeah.
I hope that the premise for the Fast and Furious movies would be more exciting. Like my main beef with the first one is it's kind of boring.
It is kind of boring. Yes, I agree.
Well, the thing is, people kind of forget about the first one. It's also just it's a remake, so it's it takes a concept that is already in existence and just modify it. Yeah, Fast and Furious is based on the movie The Fast and the Furious. It's just a
old update. 70s car movie.
Yeah, it's even older than that. I think.
Oh, so they kind of just were doing that 2000s. Let's bring the 70s back.
Exactly. I think it was a 60s or 70s movie, and it kind of just updated it with modern cars and modern concepts. But I thought it was okay.
Different ethnicities.
He did Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious, Fast 5, Fast and Furious 6. F9,
so he did it when the franchise got more exciting, and they went, what if we just leaned into this being a dumb action movie?
Pretty much. Yeah, and also he did Star Trek Beyond.
I forgot he did Star Trek Beyond, honestly.
You know what? Is it good? No, but did I enjoy when I went to go see it? Yes.
Also,
I will say this. He's doing the Helldivers movie, which I actually like the video game Helldivers.
Seems like he's made for it.
I was gonna say if he does the same kind of sci-fi does for Star Trek Beyond, but instead put it on Helldivers, that's a lot better. I'm actually more.
But you know what? This is kind of sad also because it's it's the typical story of, hey, here's the young hip indie director.
Sure.
And now he's stuck in franchise hell for the next hour. But he just does properties.
I don't necessarily even like saying they get stuck in it though, because some guys it's just they're doing a job, and it's maybe he likes doing this stuff. Maybe he likes it.
Yeah, it kind of flies in the face. I mean, I think he tries to put his clearly as showcased in this movie does have a kind of frenetic young hip.
He has
style.
an eye, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
There's definitely an eye.
I do think he tries to implement that, but yeah, I was just listening to another podcast talking about Sean Baker, who's like, yeah, as long as I can get $10 million together, I can make really whatever I want and have final say. Meanwhile, I'm sure, every studio, Sean Levy's coming up to him going but what if we gave you unlimited money to make diarrhea?
Well, because it used to be the rule of Hollywood was one for you, one for me. Where it's hey, you do this big budget, whatever fucking movie, and then we'll give you the money and you can just do whatever you want to do. And now I feel like that's kind of just gone out completely, where it's just, no, you just do anything we tell you to do.
I think it's just Nolan who gets to do that. And now I think it's all just one for me. Which, I mean, that's the
if you can get to that level, hey, good going, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So yeah, this is my first time seeing the movie, and I actually really liked it.
I enjoyed it too.
I liked it way more than I thought I was going to.
It's kind of a perfect movie for this podcast in that I think it's we're running it back to what we were really going for with the initial pitch of this, because it's not just nostalgia in the sense, because we've been kind of jumping through timelines. We did Jarhead, and that was a movie that takes place in the 90s. We did Kingdom of Heaven, and that was one that took place in the Crusades.
Yeah,
this one actually has the top to bottom early 2000s aesthetic.
It feels like high school
Well,
when you're watching it.
It doubles down because, like, Jarhead, it's about the 90s, but we talk about how it.
But it's from a very 2000s perspective.
Yeah, we talked about the technique, how it looked, invented the look of the 2000s like military movie. This movie has the 2000s like injected into it. It is not just of the 2000s; it is the 2000s. So you're like watching a 2000s made and edited movie about being a teenager in 2002, like
in Southern California in 2002.
In Southern California, which I mean, the whole time I'm watching, I'm like being like, this has to be. I thought it was San Clemente High because of how close it resembled the one in Brick. But did you guys look up where it was?
Yeah, I looked it up. They filmed it a few. I don't know where the high school was, but I think it might have been in Tustin.
Okay, so very much Irvine, Orange County,
or Orange County kind of area. But they filmed in Tustin. They filmed in Alhambra, UCLA, and I think just also general Southern California, just a few spots around there.
Yeah, I think all the academic decathlon was definitely UCLA.
UCLA,
campus.
yeah. Also, Alhambra makes sense because Alhambra is a very Asian-heavy population as well. I mean, a lot of Southern California. When I told you I thought they were making the movie was in like Norwalk, Carson, Torrance area because you see the oil rig, and those also have very big Asian populations there as well. So that's where I thought it had been taking place. But it really feels like 2002 in a way that like I haven't seen in so long. Even the outfits and just everything they're wearing feels very authentic to the time. The hairstyles, absolutely,
100%
the small
perfect,
spikes. Dude. I mean, it opens up on a guy wearing full Tommy Hilfiger outfit with the visor,
and the sunglasses. Like,
we're in.
Yeah, let's famous racist Tommy Hilfiger. Which I think is kind of a statement because this would have been around the point that whatever that quote he made came out where he said, if I knew Asians and black people were going to wear my clothes, I would have gotten out of fashion. And I was like,
yeah.
So I think a part of it is deliberate to
Definitely,
be like, to introduce us to our two main characters. Let's just, I mean, do you have anything else you want to say? I think all the other points will be kind of implemented in the plot. And because this movie plays it fast and loose, it's not really like strictly structured.
I wrote it.
Come along.
I wrote it at the beginning. This movie, funny enough, does have a very French New Wave feeling to it, a very Jean-Luc Godard feeling to it. And I kept thinking of Jean-Luc Godard has a quote where he says, "All you need to make a movie is a girl and a gun." And I'm like, well, this movie just. I ran with that. Absolutely, because that's what this movie is. But it's like I wrote down. This feels like a guy's first movie, and I mean that in a very like complimentary way. In that it does feel like something you come up with while you're in film school, and you're being inundated with all these movies and all these different eras of film, and you had this idea. You look at the news story because this is based off a true story.
I think it's still loosely. I think it's based off of what happens in the latter half of the movie.
Yes.
Well, they take. I think
it's very clear. I think he took a lot from his. Like it's kind of autobiographical in a lot of ways, but then you combine it with straight from the headlines kind of thing, and you have a movie. But yeah, let's kick it off.
So we're introduced to Ben and Virgil, two friends just hanging out, blasting cigs in the backyard. Talking about their futures when they hear a beeper go off that's neither of theirs, and they dig up a dead body in the backyard, and that's who the beeper or cell phone belongs to. So we flash back about 4 months before that, and then we're introduced to Ben, he gets his full introduction as our main character. Most of this movie will be from his perspective. It starts getting kind of tropey. I was a little bit being like, oh, I wonder.
I actually kind of like the way they introduce all the characters though. I enjoyed all the character introductions, and I think I think the cinematography is actually very good in this movie too. I think everyone, it's shot very well.
Distinct looking movie. Apparently, he intended to shoot it on digital.
It looks like it was meant to be, honestly.
Yeah, but I guess Kodak made them a deal to like sell them the film stock for a much cheaper price once they kind of got a hold of what it was they were trying to make.
What the movie was, yeah.
Sure. So it was, and it did end up being shot on 35, which I think again
I think it works to its benefit though.
It has like digital cinematography, but with a film stock like grain, like true grain on it. Like it
Yes.
has like this like grittiness, and I think that really adds to why it looks so period accurate, is because it's kind of like the filter that I have my memories in.
Yes,
you know?
it's kind of how I remember high school looking.
Yeah, like they don't really like hold back on letting like bright like light blow out things. You know,
it's got the instant camera kind of idea.
Yeah,
to it,
it looks a lot like pictures you would see posted on MySpace in 2003.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're introduced to Ben, and then his best friend Virgil, who's like, you know, he's the town dipshit.
God, man, he's the
even though
Rocky
he's
of
a
the
smart
group.
kid, which is very funny.
Yeah. I like this whole like introducing. They really lean heavy into the stereotypes of this is these are all Asian high school students who are all overachievers. You know, you see Ben is doing everything he can to like give himself a competitive edge on his SATs, on his college entrance exams, on his like, you know,
playing sports extracurricular. You know,
a lot of the early parts of the movie is them like trying to join as many clubs as possible so it'll look good on applications. And another thing I'll give this movie credit for, because I really realized it at the halfway point, is there are no parents ever present.
I made a note of that in the second
Stephanie's
half as well.
Yeah, and they're adoptive parents. So there are no Asian parents. So it doesn't have any of none of this plot, none of their character actually revolves around like upsetting their parents, or derogatively referred to online as cut fruit Asian diaspora poetry.
Right. Well, I was thinking about like how funny this movie is in that they really don't lean into real like the only stereotype in the movie is more of what society kind of puts on them, whereas at most of the movie they're portrayed as relatively normal dipshit teenagers. You know, and I think in a very...
They just get good grades.
Yeah, they just get good grades. That's really it.
How many calories in each stick?
550.
How many grams of fat?
32 grams, but we do cook it in vegetable oil.
I'll take 2 then. Could I have mine extra crispy?
Sure, no problem. It's not as hard as it looks. All it takes is the extra 5 minutes reading the manual after you get hired. And the way I saw it, as long as it made it on my college application, it was all worth it. You just can't count on good grades to get into a decent school anymore.
And again, that's from them just realizing that's how society sees them.
Mm-hmm. It's everyone that interacts with anyone in this movie. The only adults that really show up even are the teacher. There's like one teacher
and the basketball coach,
the basketball coach, and I think the prostitute later. It's really just kids interacting with kids the entire time, and it
has that kind of feeling like Break, where it's like, you know, living in high school means you're in a completely separate society from everyone else.
Which you are. And that's how it feels like when you're in high school.
Yeah, this one, it really hammers it home, because throughout the movie they're doing stuff. They're like, hey, we're ignored as long as we get good grades and as long as we're adding to our like CV for college, they leave us alone. Is pretty much the ultimate thing.
Which is like a philosophy I really resonated with me, because I did the same thing. Like, well, my grades are at least... You maintain the 3.5, your parents really don't ask where you're going or what you're doing. They assume, you know, like you've got it. I was now, however, not quite as either ingenious nor as criminal as these things.
Yeah, this is
mild shoplifting and drinking, not to be crazy. But yeah, anyways, you kind of see like their hierarchy too. Like no matter how much of a high achiever Ben is, and how kind of like a dipshit Virgil is, there's Derek Liu, who's just he's kind of the actual like model poster kid before we meet even his super version later, played by John Cho's character. But yeah, he's not just doing the same things as him, but he's taller, he's more handsome, he's actually running the clubs rather than
he runs
to
every
get
club.
into them.
He is like he's the head of them.
Well,
all.
he's also very like charismatic and well spoken, and he can go out there and he can just talk and be the face of things. Whereas like your main dude, he doesn't do it like that. That's just not his personality.
Yeah.
Look at that ass. Yeah, what's up, Ben?
Hey, Derek.
Hey, you got a sec? I'm trying to finish up this assignment.
Okay.
Cool. So, Ben, how do you feel about being a bench warmer?
What?
Well, you don't get to play much, right?
Yeah, but we all have our roles on the team.
And what is your role?
I don't know, I just hustle.
Well, then how come you don't get to play in the games?
Well, it's up to the coach.
Well, how do you feel about being the token Asian on the team?
What?
It's obvious to everyone the only reason that you're on the team is for cosmetic ones.
That's bullshit. I bust my ass to be on this team.
But you never get to play.
So what? I'm still on the team.
Well, your coach could have picked anyone he wanted to just to sit on the bench.
Maybe you should just ask him then.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks, buddy. Hey, Takeshi, can you give me a few close-ups and a couple wides?
Yeah, you got it.
Even though, like you see, as we see in his montage of all the things he does, whether it's aggressive studying, learning a new word every day, but he practices free shots. He says he practices 150 because he wants to beat someone's record, you know, and it's he logs all of his attempts and everything like that, which leads him to trying out for the basketball team, and to kind of humiliate him and be like, yeah, you can only join this team if you sink the next three, and for the most part, in a oneer, he just starts like buckets. So he makes the team, and it's like, yeah. And I felt bad because it's still junior varsity. It's not like he played well enough to even get on varsity basketball. Yeah.
Well, it's like in the scene when the girl sells him. He's like, oh, I play basketball. She's go, but you're so short. It's that shit. Like there's always this implied like, no matter how much you do, it's still very hard to achieve what you're expected to achieve. No matter what. You can be doing everything, and it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, to him, it doesn't necessarily bother him either, because he gets to wear the jacket. He gets to talk to the cheerleader that he has a crush on, named Stephanie. Another, Asian student who is, like, exceptional at everything she does. Very, very driven. But he doesn't mind, because he's like, getting on the team was his victory. But they bench him. They bench him for most of the season, and this causes Derek to, part of the school newspaper, write an article that gets a lot of headway. Where it's also, I think this is an interesting take too, because he gets tokenized.
I thought this was very interesting. Yeah.
He even though he's the only Asian person on the basketball team, they never put him in. An article gets written emphasizing that point, and now he's going to school. He doesn't necessarily reject it either. Like, guys come up to him and go like, "Hey man, I want you to know, I support you. Like, I'm here for you." And he's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
What?
Yeah. No, the best part was when because he's pissed about that whole article, and he definitely makes it known. He's just like, "Why didn't you at least go to my coach and get his side of the story?" He's like, "I did. I didn't like what he said. It didn't go with my story. I just left it out." I'm like, that's perfect. That's
something I wrote down too is like, I feel like this movie, a lot of it, there's this idea of like the pressures of being, the quote unquote good race, like
the
Asian,
model minority is the term often. Yeah.
Right. Asians are the race of people that the white people went, hey, you guys are the smart ones. You're the well articulate. You assimilated the right way. So it's like now there's these pressures of like, I have to achieve for my whole community.
Yeah. Another thing I'll point out too is that, because I know you just said like, Asians race, like, it's a continent. There's several countries, and there are also several cultures, and they're, historically,
they're all very different cultures too. It is not just one
I will
thing
say
kind
in
of
this movie, I believe they all come from different Asian country backgrounds. Almost all of them, with the exception of Virgil and Han, who are cousins. From I'm looking the Wikipedia page and their last names, like it does seem like there isn't necessarily like they all are still like definitively American, because there is no backup culture. Like I think they are literally just going like, we look similar, and to everyone else in America, that's enough.
That's enough. Yeah.
Yeah, like they don't have any prejudices from the old country, and then hence like also emphasized by the fact that we don't know if they are first, second, third generation.
We don't know when their parents came here, if their parents even immigrated here to begin with. It's like,
I think they know that. Yeah, like in America, it doesn't matter if you look roughly from this continent, you are all the same. To the average person. Yeah.
Which again is interesting coming from an actual like Asian director.
As I think that even I noticed that like when I was in school, like I would be part of like certain friend groups where I'm like, sure, like say a majority of them are Asian, but like none of them were the same. Like didn't even have the same culture. They just, I think there's an instant like, well, all right, we pair up now, we bond up.
Yeah.
I hope that makes sense.
No, that makes it but it's also I think it's really nice to see in this movie too of that like there isn't that token like a stereotyping happening where I feel like if this movie were made in 2012, they'd really make it a point to showcase, oh, this is what part of Asia I'm from, and we go to these shops and we eat these noodles, and it's like that kind of thing. And I like that they are just portrayed as, hey, these are just teenagers who exist in Southern California in the 2000s, and they do what every other teenager does.
Right. Yeah. So I feel like we kind of like they kind of start flashing forward and backwards at the same time, where we see that because they emphasize that they get the good grades, they also do mischievous things, whether it's toilet paper people's houses, or they're clearly running a scam for selling computer parts.
Yeah. They're doing some micro center scamming, which I thought was pretty funny. that was awesome.
Yeah, but before they even show the heist to where they got it, I kind of was like trying to figure like, wait, what? How did they're returning even though they just bought it? Like, it's I didn't quite get how it worked at first, but I'm just gonna go ahead and assume. And then between that, they're also selling the one product they do produce, which is answers to the tests and stuff like that.
Which I something I really liked with the answers to the test stuff. I like that whenever they show them giving the cheat sheets to people, they filmed it as if they're like dealing drugs.
Correct.
I thought that was very cool.
Another really good scene too is he's taking a test on a Scantron, and the football player is one row over, one seat back from him, and he can tell that he's like looking at his test to cheat, and he lets him.
Makes it easier for him.
Yeah.
Again, and I think that's good for the character in the sense that like it lets you know, hey, he's not he's a homie. You know what I mean? Like he's a homie. He's not.
He doesn't mind sharing his abilities because he'll take whatever.
And it shows that he does kind of have a sense of justice. Even though it gets kind of violated later on, but he does have a sense of justice and right and wrong. And I think he just gets too caught up in the world around him.
The lifestyle and the ability, the freedom of having money. And
yes.
Like that.
Well, I think I had written down the illusion of trust, where it's like I think because they are the model minority, I think he says so as much that like they just trust me. Everyone implicitly trusts me. I can just do things, and they just go, he's fine. Yeah.
When he's working at the hot dog on a stick, and the lady's like, well, then how many grams of fat? And he's like, 32. How many, calories? He's like 550 per. Like, and she's like, well, how do you even like memorize all this? He's like, and in his mind, he's saying like, if you just take 5 more minutes, you can learn really like literally anything.
Anything, yeah.
It's kind of like he's not even like some kind of wunderkind.
Savant,
He's just like everyone is so lacking in putting any effort into their lives. Meanwhile, he puts effort into everything. I feel like we should also mention Virgil, his best friend's cousin, who's like the cool guy, like the older cool cousin in the group.
And he is cool.
The one that connects it to the Tokyo Drift, to the Fast and Furious universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
On himself.
I mean, not intentional when this movie was made. Just
no.
clarify for our Gen Alpha listeners.
No. But this is, if you want to see the beginning of Han, and you can understand why he ended up in the Fast and Furious universe, because he is probably the most grizzled veteran of the group, honestly. Of doing
even though he's like literally like 19, 20.
But he seems to have the most street smarts.
Yes,
of anyone else.
He also has the car that gets them around because they're all high school juniors, and Han is like their main way of getting around, and he's also like just down for whatever scam they have cooked up.
Well, I like to in the scene where they're scamming the electronics parts. I like when I'm sorry, what's his friend's name?
Virgil.
When he starts flirting with the girl working there, he's like, I like that whole scene.
He almost blew it. Yeah,
he almost blew it
such a teenage boy scenario.
He saw a hot girl and he just went for it, and it's like they leave. And he's like, dude, you almost you're going to get us caught. Like, come on.
Dude,
Virgil drew attention to us.
Virgil he's what a dipshit. The whole
he's a dipshit, yeah. Well, and I like they kind of describe him as like, he's a puppy dog. It's like we get mad at him and we hate him, but we can't ever stay mad at him.
Yeah.
Even his voice is just perfect. He's got this, I don't know how to describe
absolutely
it.
in middle school had a friend who just was Virgil. Like, I mean, to
Oh,
a
yeah.
T. Like, yeah.
I feel like every friend group probably had some form of a Virgil. Like you're
Yeah.
just the guy that hangs on, and you're not gonna not be friends with them, but man, you really wish you could sometimes. Fuck.
Yeah. Sorry, maybe just sent me down an actual nostalgia flashback. I was like, why did I stop being friends with him? I was like, oh, that's right, because much like in his Virgil essence, he he pissed me off one day, and he had braces, and he had a really like awkward smile, and I literally just made fun of how he looked, and then he like never spoke to me again. I was like, oh, that's right, you can go overboard. Oops. Sorry, because this movie. Okay, anyways,
this movie tends to jump around a bit. Again, it is
yeah,
kind of.
So I wanted to
very
make sure we
French New
mentioned
Wave
Han.
based. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to make sure we mention Han because he is also like the coolest like looking and behaving character in the movie.
Yeah, he looks awesome.
But
his outfit rocks.
After the basketball article fiasco, Derek kind of like he also joins in the film group. That's where he really introduces them to the whole like we give you
cheating
$50
scam
per sheet that you provide. So then they all start making the money. He kind of joins the friend group. So then it becomes Ben, Virgil, Derek, and Han. Like this little foursome kind of makes up the rest of the movie.
Wait, we skipped over a line that I really liked is when they introduce Derek and he's wearing the Letterman jacket and he goes, "Oh, don't let the Letterman jacket fool you. It's for tennis." Yeah. I just thought that was a very funny line. I just want to point that one out. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to get to the Stephanie part now too, because her being the only female. Sorry, still guilty of being a 2000s movie.
There's only one woman. Yeah.
Yeah. The point of Ben's affection is a girl named Stephanie, and she actually does have an older boyfriend who goes to a different high school than you.
And he's cooler and smarter, and he has
has more money.
motorcycle.
He's rich.
Yeah. And guess what? He's not a raging fucking psychopath, like jealous psychopath. He's like he calls out Ben almost immediately, being like, "Oh, you have a crush on my girlfriend?" Like, yeah, that makes sense. Not even. He doesn't even try to fight. In fact, it kind of endears him to him. But yeah,
it's kind of a weird cuckolding situation actually that develops in this whole scenario because he's also cheating on his girlfriend. So it's like, okay, it gets really odd.
Sorry, his character's name is Steve Cho.
Can't wait till I get out. What are you majoring in college?
Bio.
Doing any internships?
No.
I know some people. I'll give them a call.
Cool.
You like Steph?
What?
You want to take her to the winter formal?
Isn't that your job?
I don't get into all that bullshit.
Why, fag or something?
What do you think?
Hey.
Thanks.
Thanks, honey.
Okay. I'll see you soon.
Okay, which species should we start with?
I was thinking about the chapter 8.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But again, something I like about this movie is that even the stuff they're doing is very like sensational. I feel like nothing really gets sensationalized in this movie. When they're doing crime and stuff like that, it isn't this like big melodrama. Same with when you find out that he's cheating on Stephanie. It's like it's not this melodramatic thing. It's just kind of a thing that's happening, and I don't know. I like the way that's portrayed. I like that it's not them having this. It's not him having this big freak out over it. It's like, oh, I see him with another girl. That's interesting. It's like everything feels very calculated.
He doesn't become a rat fuck and try to because he knows it'll still hurt Stephanie, so he doesn't say anything about it. But we also we see Steve is, legitimately just fucking cool. He almost seems disaffected, but he also is like he kind of just has everything. He has the cool girlfriend. He's clearly comes from money. Because he goes to the private school instead of their public school. He definitely seems very smart. He even offers to let Ben be like, hey, do you want to take her to winter formal? Like, he's like, all these little like rites of passage and stuff like I have no interest in them. But he's like, but she deserves to have that. And like, you seem like you like her. And you seem like you would actually be her friend. So like, just take her. Like, you know, I give you my, you know, like I'll tell her to do it. You know, like he really just seems like from the beginning, like, let me help you out, bro. He's just, I think he's the most interesting character in the movie because he's just so well realized already at such a young age.
There is this like sense of community in the movie that takes place where, like you said, it is this thing where it's like, even though they're all most likely from different parts of Asia, or their parents are at the very least, I think they all see it as like, hey, we do kind of have to stick together, and we all just do hang out together. And he is kind of looking out for him in a way. Yeah.
I mean, sorry, because it kind of like, it does really jump all over the place. Yeah, so we see that, you know, he starts hanging out with Stephanie more. They become study partners. That's the closest he can get to, you know, like hanging out with her. And we see that she's actually adopted. She has a completely Caucasian family.
that is a great scene.
There's a funny, there's kind of a funny, I don't know if it was meant as a joke, but he calls the girls' names in class, the teacher, like when they're talking in class, and calls them by their last names. And it was like Miss. There was one that sounded
Vandenberg.
It's like Vandenberg, and there was one that sounded more Asian. And then he tells Vandenberg to move, and then the Asian person gets up and moves, and you're like, oh, wait, what?
Well, also a great little bit when he shows up to her house, and it's just this little white boy opens the door, and you're like, oh, okay,
cool. Yeah, you kind of, and you know, set a storytelling. Which, by the way, again, the homes look like real homes.
They absolutely do.
Yeah. God, I like when movies didn't have credit card commercial lighting.
Yeah,
same. Oh my god.
But yeah, you can see like her in the family photos, and like everyone else is just white.
But I like that too. Even her character, even as an adopted child with a white family, she still feels like she needs to overachieve. And be the best at everything and have all the good grades and be the cheerleader. Like, she still feels this pressure to be like a credit to her race, even though she has a Caucasian family,
or even to her particular upbringing.
Yeah, right.
You know, which shows that, like, I think it's a more universal thing, and it is just like it's as evidenced by the size of her house compared to Ben's, that it is a class thing as well. That like she isn't affluent enough to go to the same private school as her boyfriend, but if she's stuck here, she's going to be the best of who else is like stuck at that
and
school.
She definitely has she's developed some white instincts by wanting to be a cop when she grows up. So that's
which I loved that scene. I loved when she's like, yeah, but because that's when they're doing the whole, like, he says he's going up for basketball, and she goes, well, aren't you too short? And he goes, well, what do you want to do? And she's like, I want to be a cop. And he goes, well, aren't you too short? And she's like, not when I had this. And she makes finger gun and she points it at him, and then that's when she points it at her boyfriend, which, you know, a little foreshadowing there of I know movies are using cinematic language. It's wild.
He'll be friends with us forever. But yeah, so I mean, like, let's just think that the boys, they have their scams, they're running it, the times are good, they're making money, and then eventually they're like, fuck, if we could sell, you know, like computer parts and test answers, why the fuck can't we just sell cocaine?
And honestly, fair game to them. The logic tracks.
I had a friend yesterday tell me, because I've you know, recently like gotten out of a huge debt, and then someone's like, I'd have to sell drugs to get out of my debt. I go, if you sold drugs, I would buy your drugs and help you with your debt.
So getting a different type of debt, it's great. It's a debt. It's like a debt cycle. The homie
great
debt
system
cycle
of the soul. Anyways, but yeah, so they always like, it really just, I feel like this part of the movie really just blur on by. Like it's just this montage of the, you know,
I was gonna say
young kind of.
I was gonna say that it escalates really fast in a weird way. It's not like, it's not scaling super big. It's still like you're doing drug dealing as a teenager, which is kind of big, but it's just the type of crime kind of escalates pretty fast, and things start speeding up, literally in the way they edit the movie too. Like, as soon as Ben starts taking cocaine as well. Part of the big thing with them selling cocaine is he emphasizes, like, I'm out of time in my life. Like, now I pretty much have a full-time job selling drugs and doing cheats and all their scams and stuff like that.
Well, working another job, and then not even starting homework till 3 a.m.
He has like 4 jobs essentially, and has no time to sleep. So why sleep? Let's just do coke and do that. So as it's doing that, like the editing itself is kind of like starting to blur. Like, he starts doing the really fast cuts and the
Yeah, it's getting much more frenetic in its energy.
The shot
than
he
it has
repeats
been.
that he repeats the shot a few times actually, where it's just Ben kind of sitting at a bench and they'll like zoom through a bunch of people and kind of zoom in on him. They do a bigger shot of it later in the movie, but I think they do one here when he starts taking coke and stuff too. It's a really cool shot, and it's just interesting how everything's like zooming around him constantly during the scenes.
And you know what's funny? I watched the movie recently, and I'm gonna, if Rebels of the Neon God is not a direct influence on this movie, I feel like he had to have seen it at some point, because there is a lot of similarities in the movie, not just because everyone's Asian. It's these kids who have otherwise pretty decent lives becoming obsessed with like doing transgressive things. It's very interesting, and they even use rain in a very similar way in both films, as more metaphorical rain and kind of feeling overwhelmed and drowning and that kind of stuff. Water can give you life, but can also make you feel like you're trapped. And I feel like they use that a couple times within the movie as well, as far as the cinematic language. But yes. I just wanted to say that because I watched the movie recently, so it was on my mind, and then watching this, I'm like, it had to have been at least somewhat of a direct influence, right? Or he had to have at least seen it.
I definitely feel, and I haven't seen it recently at your behest too, so I kind of wanted to, but I was like, is it too obvious? And by the halfway point, I'm like, no.
It seems like it was, yeah.
I kind of want to mention they go to a house party, and they get to walk. They go in with Derek, who seems like he's going to be their entry point man, because it's like, oh, Derek is for the see this party. It's mostly like white people, but it does appear that oh, he's ascended to the one of them status, and they realize very quickly no, not the case at all. In fact, somebody immediately starts shit with him.
Well, that's something
saying it's not even a real one; it's for tennis.
Something that's really cool in that scene too is. You're right. The way they walk into the party, you can tell they've gotten a little cocky, and they are like, "Hey, yeah, man, we're doing our thing. Everybody likes us. Everybody knows us. All this kind of stuff." And you could see it in their attitude just walking to the party. They walk in like they own the place.
What's up, boys? I think Bible study's next door, right? Oh shit! No, look at this. It's a Chinese Jordan. Oh shit! Hey, so what's up, man? Where's all your fan club at, man?
I'm gonna go check on Burge.
Yo, what's up, shithead? Oh, you gonna step up? You know you gonna play real sports. Win that check. Yeah, come on,
Run your mom? Huh? You run the cops? You what?
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry.
Shoot her in the face. You run his mom? Huh? Shoot her in the face. If I ever see any of you and your fuck jock friends again, I'll fucking kill you. Back off, man. Back off. Want some of this? Back off, man. Back off.
Come on, Ben.
Come on, man. Fuck you, man. Let's go, dude. Let's go.
And immediately the group of white guys are like, "Who the fuck are these nerds?"
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Literally, try to beat them down, which does not work to their advantage, causing Derek to not only beat the shit out of some guy, but brandish a gun, which now makes them all look like complete fucking psychopaths.
Well, I also like when Virgil starts kicking him on the floor, and he's like, Derek, come on, man, join in, come on.
Yeah. But the weird thing is, they let Ben do it. He does start joining in because he just starts, and he kind of like is letting out.
He consciously
pressure.
chooses to, yeah.
Yeah, it's not that he's just like, oh, I guess I need to. He starts letting it out, man. He starts kicking that dude's ass.
He's getting frustrated.
This is also, it's a big inflection point because it's the first time we're really seeing guns in play for them, and it's also like because they come back to school on Monday and word is out, like they are they are notorious now.
They are
and
known
everyone
now.
knows-
That's the crazy.
Well, they're not just they're not just known, but like they're like we're going to get arrested. They're all worried immediately they're going to be arrested.
Yeah, we're in fucking trouble.
Especially Virgil, and the fact that they weren't. I think that's where the floodgates open. You know, it's just they weren't arrested after pistol whipping a teenager at a party and brandishing a weapon.
Is this the scene where they ride parallel with them with the other car? Sorry, is this the scene? Yeah, where they
no,
ride
yeah,
parallel
you're right.
with the actual bad people,
exactly.
And Virgil starts like thinking he's still tough. He's still riding the hive, like we're so tough, and then Han like sees because like Han's driving an American, GTO. Like he's like,
which is big in that
he's American muscle car. Which, again, I think perfectly leads into why Justin Lin got Tokyo Drift.
Exactly.
But they're driving by in a in a fitted out Honda. But they're all like I don't know like how else to describe them, but like they're like the bad stereotyping.
Oh,
like, they're all like they're like not just like flashing guns, but they're flashing like Mac 10s and just like
and they're talking shit and giving them the
they're
fucking
riding parallel.
eyes.
Yeah, you kind of see like how like they're just ready to start shit now, and all the boys kind of like looking into it as if it's like a mirror of like this is the path they're going.
Well,
down.
I like too that Virgil is almost oblivious to it.
He's not just oblivious.
Like,
he's having like a panic attack because he's alternating between that was so fucking awesome we got their ass and he's like crying at the same time. It's like that guy who's got in a fight and he can't control his emotions.
That's every guy.
Yeah,
every guy who gets in a fight.
True. He's crying at the end of the fight.
Sorry, every suburban pussy who gets in a fight. I know nothing about prison, but
True.
there is this
Not
like
yet.
even I've gotten in fights that I've wanted like you cry at the fucking end. You know what I mean? Because you're like, what the hell is going on? But he also he realizes he can't thug his way out of this one. It's literally like my dad is going to be so disappointed. Like he just realizes like that hits him.
Not even get, but that's an interesting way to put it because it's like it's not even that I'm going to get in trouble, I'm going to go to jail. It's my dad's going to be disappointed in me.
Yeah.
Which again shows that pressure that society is like throwing on these poor kids, whether or not they make.
Why are
the
you
right
going around
choices or
acting like a
not.
bunch of fucking white kids?
Exactly. I mean,
You're not a bad Asian like those guys who tailed you for 3 miles.
I mean, you're right. Again, that's why I wrote like the illusion of trust. It's like even though, even this at the party where it's like they feel normal, they feel like normal kids, they want to be that, but even though there is this trust in society, I don't know if they fully realize that it can be taken away from them at any moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because
and I think
they are not white kids.
Like Derek was the aspirational one. And almost kind of becomes the gang leader for being like the tallest, most handsome, most accomplished out of all of them. But even he's the first one who like loses his shit at the party and brandishes the gun and gets them into this level of trouble.
Yeah, because this is when we get into the next part where he says like I just want out, right? Where he's like, well, why are we doing this kind of thing?
Yeah, he's at a they're all like coked out hangover.
They're having
a
revelation.
Show up at the beach at 8 a.m. the next morning, and they're like, "We're only here because you fucking made us do this because it looks good on your application," And then even he kind of like breaks it to them that we're
we're spiraling, bros.
Yeah, he's like, I don't care if you guys do it, but I have to stop now. And they give him a gun as his birthday present.
I don't want to do it anymore. All of it. Fuck, Ben. Stop being a pussy. Whatever, Verge.
So is that it?
Yeah, I just want to concentrate on my own stuff.
Hell, I was thinking the same thing.
Give it up.
Yeah, fuck it. It's like a job, man. The only reason I did it was for you guys.
What are you saying? Have you two lost your fucking balls? Fuck it. Han and I will do it. Right, Han?
It's all yours, man.
We gotta talk. Just shut the fuck up. More money for us. I'm gonna call Jesus right after this. Organize this shit.
Well, happy birthday, man.
Thanks.
We all chipped in.
Pretty cool, huh? Jesus! Hey!
Yeah, they
Which
all
is, I
chipped in
thought,
on a gun.
like, I don't know. How do you guys kind of interpret that though? Because it seems like they're very understanding, and then the gun reveal takes it away. Like it's the whole like, yeah, or like they'll tell you to your face, like, yeah, like we totally understand. We're here for you, brother. By the way, here's your birthday present, and they give him a.
I mean, a lot of it. I feel like
scraped off.
I feel like it's a lot of teenage bravado and a lot of like putting meaning into things that maybe you shouldn't be putting meaning to, and I think we see that with the scene from the prostitute as well. I think
we're getting there, but
yeah. I think there's like a lot of that. You know what? They feel powerless a lot of the times, especially when they're putting so much work and effort into everything, and it feels like they're not really getting anywhere. So that gun represents power. You know, it's like I think it is kind of them like reminding him, like, hey man, there is still a quick way to get power, and this gun is that.
I think it's just it's bravado. It's being a teenager. It's saying, yeah, I support you in the way that you just say you're just saying that, and here it's like, but hey, you know, we're about to go to Vegas and you have a gun now, so hey, whatever, man. I don't know.
Also, we see fucking Virgil is like, oh, see, I got one too, and then he like flips it in the air and almost like
oh my god, I wanted to choke him when he did that.
There's many times when I want to just fucking kill Virgil.
You want to kick his ass because it's just like, what the fuck, dude?
By the way, great name for just sidekick character. Virgil's such a good, like, it works in wrestling, it works here, it's perfect.
Well, again, it's that thing too where I like that their names, the only like real Asian name in the, so to speak, is Han, and the Virgil, Derek, Ben, like it's very not, you know,
they all have
quote unquote
American
Asian names. They have very Americanized names, and again, that's where I think a lot of this is. It's kind of their in between of feeling like, where do we belong? Are we, you know, the smart nerd kids, the overachievers? Are we just dumb dipshit teenagers? Are we criminals? Where do we exist in this realm?
Yeah. So I mean, like, is it the winter formal or Vegas? I think you can kind of.
It's Vegas first. They go to Vegas first.
Vegas first. Yeah.
Well,
so
because
they go to
remember
Vegas.
we are kind of skipping past, like, he is starting to gain more of a relationship with Stephanie. Ben is, and it's like
I think it's before.
Yeah, well, it's a little before, because before they go to Vegas, that's when, you know, she comes up to him and goes, hey, can we talk real quick? And he goes, yeah, sure. And he goes, oh, so you're taking me to the winter formal? And he goes, wait, he told you? And he gets kind of upset about it because he's like, well, we didn't really discuss this. He brought it up, and I said, I don't know, shouldn't you do that? And he like, I didn't like any of this, and he just got pissed off, and he fucking walks off. He's like, I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
Because I think that's kind of what gives him that motivation in Vegas to be just like, fuck it, I'm gonna party.
Well, I think they still go to the formal. Like, he, you know, she's painting the sign, like, he helps her. Because I think it's like something like they're kind of making together, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But they go to the formal. It's really nice. Looks like experience. But we see at the end, even at the end of it, like there's all these like openings where you think like, oh, am I going to get my first like real kiss? Am I going to get some kind of experience with her that'll be like, oh, this is kind of like worth leaving all this like, you know, like rowdy life behind. And then Steve picks her up, and I think that's what leads to them going to Vegas.
Yes, you're right.
So it's still like, it was literally like on loan to him, and without any of the actual, like, you know, spoils of like the ending of that experience. You know, it's like, here it just rolls up this guy who's not even like faithful to her, like just picks her up from the dance, and like now he gets to go home and, you know, fuck the prom queen or whatever. So
I got to do all the work and make her have a good time, and now he gets to reap the rewards essentially.
Yeah, and then that, I think, leads to his attitude in Vegas, and this like, nothing matters, let's go all fucking out, boys, you know. But they're also like all 17 and in Vegas, like they can't do fucking anything.
Well, I love the Vegas scene because I love seeing 2000s Fremont Street.
Yes,
that I think that's right around when they really put up the big LED roofs and everything like that. So it's It's very funny seeing that era of the Fremont experience, because I think that's when they rebranded it to the Fremont experience. It's like old Vegas.
Right. I know, I'm familiar with Fremont Street.
Yeah.
It's where ugly people go to lose.
Oh, yeah.
It's when the real strip is too expensive, you go to the cheap strip, and that's Fremont.
Yeah. But also, that's where people who know how to have a good time go. You know, so
Absolutely.
it's a nice little give and take. Let's get to the prostitute. Yeah, they bring up a prostitute to the room for all four boys, unbeknownst to Ben. He thinks they're just doing it as a hey, he seems sad lately, like this will cheer you up. And he has his first sexual experience with a prostitute in Vegas, and I think he enjoys himself. I think he feels a slight sense of sentimentality, only to be removed exactly 10 seconds later when his next friend.
Well, so that is
when
something.
Derek takes her, yeah.
Something that I found very funny about this scene is that I think this is a scene is very important, that it reminds you that he is still a 17-year-old boy, because he gets gifted this prostitute that's also fucking his homies too, and he still attaches this like very meaningful idea to this. Like, I lost my virginity and I'm
This is my rite of
now.
passage, yeah.
Yeah, and like I did something and I accomplished a thing, and it's like, well, you fucked a whore in Vegas and all your friends joined in. Like, is it really that meaningful? But again, it's that dumb teenage bravado. He is 17 years old.
Yeah.
So of course he puts a lot into this. But yeah, so he fucks her, and then his friend goes in, fucks her, and it's like they're all taking their turns essentially.
Until
Virgil. And then we get to Virgil, who cucks it up fucking immediately by pulling a gun on her in the middle of fucking intercourse.
Well, she said she wanted it rough.
Yeah, which I kind of like. At least like Han and Derek know, like, hey, here's straight up more than double what we said we were going to give you. Let's not make a thing of this. We'll handle him and beat the shit out of fucking Virgil.
I liked Virgil too when he comes out and he's in his like tidy whities and he's just got the gun in the waistband and just like like man, well, because that's also a thing when Ben says that he doesn't want to do it anymore, and it's just Han and Virgil doing all the schemes. They fuck it up, and Han beats the shit out of Virgil.
Yeah.
So you see a little kicked out of school. Yeah,
like,
got
not detention, not suspension, just kicked out of school.
But then he also makes a point too. It's like it honestly seems like he didn't care that much that he got kicked out of school. You know, like it seems like he's more made for the life than.
Yeah, but I think it's like it's there's no more like cover for him anymore. He just is that guy now. You know,
right? He is the criminal. He is the guys in the car next to him.
And I'm sure in their because they're cousins, like in their family, like he will be known as like the pariah more so.
Right.
Yeah. We're moving along, and then we see that Steve Cho is offering Ben and the boys a chance. Hey, get the band together. I have a big job for you, and it'll be great. And they hear him out, and they're like, who are we knocking over? And it's Steve's own family. And I don't know. I found this all like very like kind of like this like, oh, the movie just found another way to like be just as interesting again, and keep me hooked in with this plot. And then we kind of get like Steve waxing his philosophy on the like life is not hard for him. Like this shit is like he's cakewalking through all of this because it's like he is smart. He is like he's not affected by like the desires of all these like
well like you brought up
passage,
it is a class thing as well. Yeah. Like they see them even though they're all relatively fine. It's seemingly they all live in.
They've all been making their own money now. Like even before that, kind of a heartbreaking scene where Ben and Virgil are fucking with each other, and Ben just smashes Virgil's CD player.
Oh, the CD player, yeah.
Rather than like really like say like, hey, I'm sorry, like that got out of hand. He throws money at him on the floor and goes, "You can buy 3 now," and walks away. It's like, damn, dude, like, it's cold.
That's fine when I do it to Robbie and break his stuff, but it's not.
He's
nice
broken so many of my iPods, man. It's really annoying.
He does it to my heart.
Buy 3, buy 3 hearts. That's right.
The
triple heart.
But it is this thing where like. I think they see him as the enemy because I think you're right. It is kind of a class thing. It is this like, even though again they seem to be living okay lives, it doesn't seem like they live in a bad part of town or anything, and they all do their thing. But they see his life as easy. He gets to do everything because he is good looking. He is nice. He is successful.
Yeah,
all these
generous.
kinds of things they want to be. Yeah,
he's not affected by expectations. Even like I said, like he doesn't care about when are formal. He doesn't care about. He doesn't go to parties. He lets his girlfriend go to parties without showing up because he's like, I don't care about fucking high school parties, man. That shit's stupid.
Yeah.
Like, he just is not. He's really this like fully realized version. I think they're all like more so.
They're upset that they're not him. Yes.
Yeah, they're actually jealous to say because that implies malintent. They're actually just insanely fucking jealous because he's just free from all their bullshit.
Yeah, and the thing is, he's never really, other than cheating on his girlfriend, which is obviously not great, but he's never really presented as a big jerk to them. He's actually kind of nice to all of them.
No, he's actually very helpful, and he's always offering some sort of advice.
He buys their drugs.
Yeah,
it honestly makes them just look so jealous and annoyed. Like they're like, I hate this guy. He keeps buying our drugs.
I feel like that's a very real thing, especially when you're that age, where you do meet the kid who is like the idealized version of you. He's everything you want to be, even if you don't realize it. And you look at him and you just go, fuck that guy. Like, why does he get to have the life I want to have? Fuck him.
Which kind of, I think, puts them back at the party, which makes them feel even more trapped. Is that, like, for them, say, whether it was like race or class at the party, or the fact that they were like perceived as being giant fucking nerds instead of gun-toting drug dealers, is that they meet another guy who doesn't do any of that stuff and has even more than the other people they're jealous of, who kind of starts, like, you don't think he's intentionally disrespectful to them, but he just makes them so aware of their shortcomings.
It's that insecurity, and it's that insecurity you have. Same way. Yeah, it's that insecurity you have just as a teenage boy. They're just balls of insecurity, and I think that's why the prostitute scene is so pivotal in the movie, because it is this, like, it's the one time you really see Ben smile, actually, and like seemingly just enjoy himself and be just caught up in the moment of everything
for like 5 minutes.
Just a cheap, easy fuck is enough for him to kind of be like, letting everything go, sitting back, letting it happen, and him again putting some dumb meaning onto it that he's different now, that he's changed. Again, a lot of teenage emotions are running rampant through this film.
And I mean, they just kind of get to it. Like, they rehearse it. They go to his house. And he's like so meticulous. He's like, there is a way to pull this off. And he's like, also his philosophy for why they should knock over his parents is that, like, they need to be humbled. They need a wake up call. And I think that also just pisses them off further as well. Like, even though it's hidden beneath the surface, that they, I think Virgil blows off the last like meeting. He's like, "No, we got it." Because I think it's like even decided from that moment, it was never the intention to go to his parents' house in a way. Like, they kind of gave up on that, like wanting to do that, and they actually wanted to like flip the script on him and humble him. So I mean, this is where we get to what is the
climax.
Yeah, like it's so fucked up that I'm like, especially where it goes to where it ends, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I kind of like, so I'm like, so yeah, rather than do the heist, they take Steve hostage and beat the ever living fuck out of him.
Beating the shit out of him.
Garage. Yeah.
And this is a really
and a random
really,
side
really
character,
well
Jesus's garage.
Really well.
Yeah,
they. I love this scene so much. It's crazy.
I actually like straight up like I felt like something under my skin with where it goes, because it's first there's the attempt to beat the shit out of him, but then Ben is the one who just brains him with a fucking bat.
They kind of, so Ben is outside kind of keeping watch while it happens, and essentially they have Steve realizes really fast, like after they lock the door, that he's the target, and he tries to get out. They start beating the shit out of him. He gets a hold of the gun, and they fire a shot, and then but that, like, it blows out the light. You don't see what happens. And then, and you already know, like, someone's dead. It's probably this guy once you get this far into the movie. So they kind of twist that expectation, because then it comes in, it shows it that Ben came in. This is where you're talking about, like, it flashes forward, flashes back a lot. Because they don't show you the whole thing. They kind of, it cuts from him shooting the gun. They go to a New Year's party and are all just, like, depressed. They just look sad, and they're just, like, standing around this party and not really interacting.
They
but
finally made it to the party,
just appearing there, and you have the whole scene, like everyone kind of see. It almost looks like I mean, the intent, I think, is that this is their alibi, that they're at the party, essentially. So you don't see the murder, and then once they're at the party, kind of just observing and have a Ben monologue there in the middle of it. It cuts back. And
he pictures himself talking to Stephanie and kind of being the version of himself that would win her over.
Well, even before this too, not to flash back too much, but Yeah, we went past the scene where Ben and Stephanie are at the record store, at the music store.
Oh, yeah.
And which I think is I loved that scene where he's like kind of taking her out and they're looking at the CDs and because up until this point, all the crimes in the movies, depending on the severity of it, have all been pretty mild, little, misdemeanors. Yeah, they're not violent criminals. So it's like, and even Stephanie wanting to seemingly maybe break out of the expectations that the world has for her, she steals the CD from the store,
right?
Which I wrote down music you hump to, which I thought was very funny. And it's like even her like wanting to break out of that expectations that the world has for her, but she, again, in a very innocent way. Mm-hmm. Whereas, like now
he's having an influence on her because I think his presence, based on his reputation, does.
Well, he also says out. No, don't, like when she offers to, she's like intimating that she's going to steal it. He's like, no, don't do that. Like, don't be like me. And then he does it. He finds it charming, but it's probably also kind of hurt. Like he's like, oh damn, oh no,
like fuck, I am a bad influence, aren't I? But again, up until this point, the crimes have all been pretty like nonviolent.
Like I said, it escalates. Everything starts once they hit the gun and cocaine section. It just starts ramping so fast to get to this point that it feels fast, but it's kind of not. It just
and then it gets furious. Wait
a second. Then it gets Tokyo Drift.
Oh man!
Speaking of Tokyo Drift, that is what basically. So, I mean, we just get back to the garage because I think this is really it culminates, and it's like it is also like the hardest to watch scene because it's like
brutal.
So cruel.
Well, it's
and
not
really
just
like you already know these guys. Like, why are they doing this?
Yeah,
you know why, but it's still like you can't really like wrap your head around it.
It cuts back to him essentially. Because in your head you're like Ben didn't do it because he wasn't in there, and it cuts back and he comes back in with a baseball bat, and they're holding him down. The gun's just kind of like pointed in the air, so no one was like shot. They're just like they kind of freeze. Right. The part that makes it so brutal is that it's not just like he runs in and starts hitting him with the bat. He runs in, he stops, he does assess the scene, he looks at him, waits, and then just says, "Okay." Bam! And just fucking
bashes his fucking head with the bat.
Like 3 times.
Which I mean leads as if to like just keep like escalating even further. Like this is the part that really like I was like kind of like hyperventilating watching. Like, oh my fucking god!
It was brutal, dude.
Yeah, no, because again, you didn't expect. He's the one you expected it the least.
Yeah. Well, no. Even further is that like Steve's not dead. He's still like twitching.
My god, dude!
Takes the cloth, shoves it into his mouth, and then makes Virgil hold his arms while they suffocate him.
Dude, he's like, Don't worry, Ben. Don't worry. No.
Just
it's gonna be
don't
fine.
Let go.
Don't.
Never let go.
Virgil?
Don't let go. And he's holding. Oh my god, dude, that was
so spinning camera. Yeah. That's
great. See, also great performances all around.
Oh yeah.
Because especially like Virgil, Mr. fucking tough guy, like really being put in that situation, is shitting his pants the hardest, and all he has to do is hold his arms down while Derek really like finishes the job. Again, such a cruel way to die is by shoving cloth into his mouth and plugging his nose in his mouth to suffocate him. Yeah.
Well, and the whole thing,
gasoline.
And the whole time too, it's like you are sitting there as the audience, and you're like, oh, he's still alive. Maybe they can just like say, hey, a fight got out of hand and something happened, and maybe they can work this all out, and they put a definitive period on the situation. And go, nope, we need to kill him.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, never mind. Like the whatever hope the movie has, it takes from you,
Yeah, the only part I had spoiled for me was years and years ago on some message board. Someone was like, "Oh, the movie's like really like fun, and like till the scene where they kill someone," and then I'm like, so I spent the whole movie going like, I have no idea who the fuck they're gonna kill, and I still didn't even think it would be Steve, even almost up until the baseball bat, where I'm like, no, they're not gonna kill him, are they? Like just being like I don't know, like it still caught me off guard, even knowing that like the crux of the climax of this movie will revolve around them having to kill someone.
I mean, it's shocking.
But that's just
it is
part is they didn't have to do any of this.
Yeah,
none of that's. I think that's what hits you the hardest. Is that a lot of it all just feels pointless because none of this had to happen, but because they had to let their teenage insecurities, their teenage bravado, take over their logical thinking. And again, it's presented in this movie that they're all fairly smart, intelligent kids, and the intelligence couldn't save them. It's like they're still dumbass fucking teenagers.
Yep. And then it kind of cuts back to the party, and he gets his kiss with Stephanie, and which is weird. It's so weird. It's again contextually so weird. He's like kissing the girlfriend of the guy.
Well,
he just
it's
murdered
almost
5 minutes.
It's
before.
almost that bittersweet thing too, where it's like, I think he realizes this is probably his last chance he really gets to have this moment in his life. So it is what it is. You just got to do it, you know. He knows it. Like
this shit will never be on his terms, you know.
Yeah. That's the only thing now that will be on his terms. This is the only thing he has any control of in this situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the fallout. I mean, like that kind of caught me off guard, though. Is like I still don't really know how I feel about the ending because there is no real closure outside of I guess Virgil, where we see like Mr. wants to be the toughest guy. Virgil cracks first, calls Han, tells him to come over, just so he can arrive in time for him to blow his brains out.
And unsuccessfully blow his brains out.
Yeah, another like final Virgilism like at the very end of the movie is that he doesn't even successfully die. That he like will probably end up with brain damage for the rest of his life, and then Derek, weirdly scheming, being like, the last thing he says to Ben is like, "Oh, do you think he'll like say anything? Do you think like we're still like good, like we're still covered?" And like Ben just has nothing left to say.
Well, no, I
like,
love this scene. I love this scene because I like he's trying to think of these ideas and we can do this, blah blah blah, and Ben goes, "Why'd you write that article about me?"
Ben, you think Verge is gonna talk? What if he does? Dude, what are we gonna do?
Nothing.
Okay, let me think.
Why did you write that article about me?
What?
The newspaper article. Why'd you write it?
What are you talking about, man? I'm trying to fucking think here. Wait, do you think Han will be with us?
Later, Derek.
Ben, call you later.
Yeah.
Almost like that was his problem all along, where it's like it almost made him aware of his Asianness, like it made him aware of himself in an uncomfortable way, and I think he kind of resented Derek from that because they do kind of present that from the beginning that he does kind of have a slight resentment towards Derek. Mm-hmm. And I don't even know if he was ever fully comfortable with him kind of joining their gang, even, so to speak. He always felt like he had an issue with him. And again, it comes to head because it's like, here he is. He's scheming again, even though they're in the shit of it. And he asks him, he goes, "Why did you write that article about me?" And even Derek is kind of like, "What? What are you talking about?" Like, that was so long ago. Yeah.
Man.
It's just a brutal ending, man.
What was that? Like, so I mean, yeah, he comes across Stephanie walking home. She asks if she's even seen him, but I don't know. Like, how do you guys feel about that ending? Though, it's like I don't know what the future holds, but there's no turning back. And it's like being like, oh, well,
I mean,
like, I don't know. Like,
so here's the thing.
I feel like it just falls off.
I do think that it's kind of it's definitely a weirdly ambiguous ending, but I feel like there's just no way out of this. Is the thing. Like there's so many ends on this that are they couldn't even do a regular plot and not fuck it up, and now they've got like so many hanging chads. There's no way they get away with it, like they're teenagers trying to cover up a murder.
I try to free myself from like the American perspective of where you need to see justice doled out.
You need
that's what so coming up to the end of it, I was definitely in the Hays Code perspective. I'm like, so how are they going to punish the bad guy? I was legitimately curious if that was the angle it was going to take, because it would be kind of a weird, like, sudden punishment for people that hadn't been punished the whole movie effectively.
Yeah.
Other than like,
and again in a movie too with very few like adults, where you don't really see any adult supervision or
even
anything like that.
Even at the hospital, it's just them walking into a room with their like brain dead friend, and there's no doctors there. Like, okay, cool.
No, I like the ending. I think this makes the better ending because it does it leaves you with something to think on. It leaves you with something to contemplate rather than just giving you the nice bow of an ending. Oh, they're arrested, and it's like that. I don't know if that would add anything, or if it turns out, or they all turn on each other. We do the Reservoir Dogs style ending, something like that. I don't know. In a movie that has avoided a lot of cliches, even when it was kind of doing it, I think it's nice that they just went with a very simple, like, hey man, it's up to you to figure out what happened. I guess like
yeah. It just kind of like just leaves you, So I think it leaves you with your own thoughts and how you are supposed to feel about it, and
Again, it's back in a time when movies trusted the audience, and I'm glad that it did trust you enough to not give you the nice bow tie ending. It's like, no, this is just what happens in life. Sometimes shit gets out of control. And as much as you want to have control of the situation, you don't always have control of the situation.
Yeah. Whew.
And it's especially with these group of kids who I've always felt like they were in control of everything. They were in control of their own lives. They're in control of whatever crimes and schemes they were pulling off. So they felt untouchable.
They're all actually characters. You kind of have like a perspective on all of them. You kind of like know where each of them are coming from in that one scene. It's just that spiraling out of control. It sucks how tragic it has to end up.
Yeah, it's tragic. It is tragic because again, these were kids who were on the right path, so to speak, as far as we knew, and it's just like that. It's gone. It's taken from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, boys, we're gonna be a good one.
And now we know how we'll get rid of Robbie. So that's good too.
Wait, how are you gonna get rid of me?
Oh no, no.
Saucy's
joking, right?
We're joking,
huh?
Saucy's joking, right?
We're
like
big kidders,
just
right?
Fucking around.
Look, let's just go in the garage. We can talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about.
I mean, I don't know why I have to go in the garage. I mean, I'll go into the garage with you. I don't know why we have to go in there.
I mean, we don't have. I mean, it's just better.
I have a pinball machine in the garage. Do you want to play pinball?
All right, you know what, guys? I'm going to follow you into the garage. But while I'm going to the garage, if you guys can please turn off the damn podcast, I'll see you guys later.
Oh no, a day no more.
Nice.